wanted to put him out wide. Dude, Dontavian Wicks has by far won that job. As a matter of fact, the 3 guy, the battle's between Darius Cooper now and Elijah Moore. Mekhi Lemon does not deserve to play in the opening week of the games, and he does not clearly deserve to be in the open against the Commanders. But he will, because he's a first-round pick, and that's Howie's guy. There lies the problem when a GM has control of the roster. You're not going to play the guy who deserves it. You're going to play the political game with it and office politics. That's not helping your team. That's not a guy who's in control. Nick Sirianni, let me ask you this. If Nick Sirianni doesn't put Darius Cooper or Elijah Moore in wide receiver 3, and it's Mekhi Lemon, he clearly has no strength over his own roster. As a matter of fact, I heard Nick say something. I went back and listened to the presser that Nick had. I've been cut 3 times. Bucks, Cowboys, and Lions. I have never been in a room where the general manager was in the room with the head coach. And Nick said that Howie is in the room when they let these guys go. For what? They didn't get coached by Howie. Why does Howie have to have such an affinity for the people he puts on the team? Your job is to be the GM, not to coach him, not to tell people who to play. But it is in Philly. This is what I was saying with Xander yesterday. Nick doesn't have any control over who plays. You think you're going to play that shit with Andy Reid or Sean McVay? Hell no. Kyle Shanahan, you're not doing that with those guys. John Harbaugh, you're not doing that shit with them dudes. Those guys are head chief in charge of who plays, who stays, and who's on the roster. This is the shit that goes, hey, where's DFW? This is the crap that goes on in Dallas. Jerry Jones is in the room when those guys get cut. Why? Why is Jerry in the room? Because he picked him? Big deal. You undercut your coach when you do that. You undercut his authority. And that's been, and again, like Xander says, that's the way the Eagles do business. Like I was talking about Mike Vrabel yesterday. Mike Vrabel has complete say in that damn roster on who's staying and who's not. I want him. And by the way, just so you know, he's like this. We need better players than our backups. And some would say, well, he's throwing shade. Well, Mike's only been there 2 years. I mean, a GM is in the room when you're getting cut. Why? Because Howie drafted you? Dude, I owe no allegiance to the GM for drafting me. I owe allegiance to my coach for wanting me and playing me and trying to develop me. I owe no allegiance to people who drafted me. You drafted, hey, by the way, this isn't a military draft. You chose me. I owe nothing to you. Nothing. I owe it to my coach to go out and play the best to my ability. I owe nothing to Howie. Pay me. Thanks for drafting me. Other than that, I owe nothing to you. But for like the 5 years I've covered your team, it's like he has this like, I saw him standing up front of the locker room in Indianapolis a couple years ago, patting the guys on the back. He's always in the locker room. I'm like, what? I mean, come on, dude. But to Xander's point, that's how they do business. There's no doubt. What's a general manager doing in a room when a guy's getting waived? He didn't coach me. He didn't do anything except draft me. So what? I owe nothing to the GM. You chose me. I owe nothing to you. Nothing. My coaches are the people that I'm loyal to. But you undercut that. That's why Jimmy used to throw Jerry out of the locker room or out of team meetings all the time. Jimmy didn't want the players thinking they could run to him. It's a dumb way of doing business. And now you know why Doug Pederson, again, it's totally true. Doug hated the fact that Howie was involved with his roster. Who knows better to play? You think Howie Roseman is smarter as a football man than Nick? Shit, I'm not a big Nick guy, but there's no way he knows more football than Nick. Why would I give a shit what Howie thinks when it comes to keeping a player or what a player's skill set is? Why would I give a shit? If Howie drafts somebody, puts him on my roster, and that guy's not good, or he signs a guy, and that guy's not good, I have to play him because he's Bryce Huff, and you gave him $17.5 million bucks? Thank God Nick doesn't get in the way of Vic of that shit. Because Vic laughs at that. Dude. Hey, they have success because of this. There's no doubt. He's gotten better as a talent evaluator over the last 7 years. Prior to that, he was not very good. But he's gotten better since the Jalen Reagor pick. But the two areas that he struggles at is edge rusher in the first round and wideout. Those are the two areas that he struggles. Howie has drafted Devontae Smith. Absolutely true. Great player. The rest of them guys are okay. Nobody great. And now it looks like he's got another guy that will be okay. Dude, you're praying that guy's Jeremy Maclin. You're praying that Mekhi Lemon will be Jeremy Maclin right now. And that guy gives you some production. If you can't get off the line of scrimmage in the NFL, I don't care what your hands are. I mean, Sills, Howie's involvement has a Moneyball Billy Bean vibe, which I guess is accurate. Just because Howie has the authority to be in there doesn't mean he should be. That's how they run things. Oh, I get it. That's how they run things. A general man, I heard Nick say that today or yesterday, and I'm like, the general manager is in a room when you're keeping a guy or you're cutting a guy. For what? Why is Howie in there? Oh, I get it. It's his roster. That means it ain't Nick's. Nick has no say on who's on Philadelphia Eagles 53-man roster. None. He has no say. He could give a suggestion. I think this guy's this and this guy's that. I think we should keep this many guys. How he makes the call on Nick's players. Guys like Bill Parcells, Belichick, Tomlin, all them dudes would never work in that environment. They would never work in that environment. Shanahan, never. Brian Dable, you think Brian Dable is going to be told what wideout to play? Or do you think Mike McDaniel was going to go and take a knee to who Howie wanted to play on Sundays? Now I know why they don't want to be here. It's not because of Nick or Jalen. It's because of Roseman and how Roseman runs the roster.